I'm not yet dead, and welcome back to No Man's Land. So, I was just doing a few jobs, and literally, right off the back of the last video, and I happened to come across. Look, pull into the left again. Okay, that's better. Yeah, I happened to come across to the grass field here, and it has finally gone from dry grass to wet grass, which means that I'd have no choice but to ted it, to be able to then row it and leave it to ted it and then leave it to dry again to create hay. So I thought, well, actually, why bother with that? I've got plenty of other grass I can cut. So as I was talking about, I just thought I'd quickly do some silage bales, so I've put the time back down as ×1. I just put it back up to ×5 just to do a few odd jobs to finish off, and yeah, never mind. Anyway, so I thought I might as well just do this, because now it's wet grass and it's still raining. It's going to start rotting if I don't do something with it, so I may as well just make use of it. So I figured that's what we do next. So we'll just row it up very quickly. I'm not going to do this any complicated. We will row it. I'll get the fast bale. We will fast bale it and wrap it, and then I'll get something, probably that truck that I always used to use because I love it, but equally I could get the round bale version of the auto load trailer that I've got for the square bales. I don't know, in fact I suppose that truck mod I may not have installed. So this is all a bit ad hoc, I'm afraid, but it's fine. I mean, equally, I could just get the bale, the bale auto collect trailer again, but an auto load would be quicker. So we'll just very quickly row this up, get ourselves a fast bale, get us a tractor down to the store, and bale it all up. But yeah, I literally had I was going to do a train video instead, but I literally had just finished recording the previous video. And saw this and thought, well, could you do that really? Why not? That's a nice shape, isn't it? It's pretty. Right. It's a bit of an awkward shape for windrow, and it has to be said. Try and equal it out to slightly straighter rows, or at least something that will resemble. Let's not make the hash bit that I did when I did the hay a few episodes ago. Well, it wasn't a hash. I mean, I got it on the end, but goodness me. I'd be interested to see how the fast bale copes with the swath like this. I mean, I love this thing, but the swath it creates is huge. It's bigger than pretty much everything I've used on it so far can cope with. So not easy. Might make sense actually for me to get the baler and go around this edge that I've now created twice. Genius. And get whatever I'm going to collect the bales with and collect them, and then I've got pretty easy access to row up the rest, and we'll just do it in sections. So how about we do that? Right, got the fast bale, so let's see, do we have to unfold it? Yes we do. Lower it down, switched on. Got the case, AH, which, yeah, may struggle. Especially the areas of larger swath. Mind you, equally, of course, we also have to bear in mind that actually the speed of the baling is limited directly by also the size of the swath, because actually the baler will only bale at a speed at which it can also wrap. So you keep that constant stream. So that could also be actually limiting our speed just as much as the poor tractor. which to be fair is ever so slightly underpowered for this, but only by 5 horsepower. So I was rather hoping it would be alright, because to be honest, nobody tell Jim, I think I'm going to get rid of it. I've had it for a really long time. I'm getting to the point where I don't really need a small tractor. I don't really use this for front loader work anymore, and I've got the Massey Ferguson, which is slightly more powerful, and also has a front loader. So I thought, just for old time's sake, we'd use it, but yeah, it may not be so good. Still, once we've done this first round, what I can do is if I think that's the issue, I can just swath less, and it's the size of the swath. That may not be a power issue, as I say. It might just be the limit that the baler is putting on, because it's pretty constant. As soon as it wraps a bale, it unloads a bale, so that's a fair sign that this is travelling at the speed at which the baler will allow it to travel at. So that's probably what's going on. But yeah, went for pink wrap. I don't often do pink wrap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bales already. That's crazy. I checked. Unfortunately, oh look, pulling to the left. Even more obvious at slow speed. It's not me. That wasn't me, I promise. Yeah, I don't have the auto load truck installed, and unfortunately the auto load trailer that I'm currently using is yeah, see how it speed up just then because there was a little bit less grass in the swath. Yeah, the auto load trailer I've got is just for square bales, so that's a no. So I'm either left with the oh grief, what's it called? Anderson, thank you. I'm either left with the big Anderson 24 bale auto load, or auto stack rather, should I say, or I'll have to save the game, go out, download the mod and come back in, which I might do actually, depending on how many bales we get. I was kind of thinking if it's not too many bales, then I'll just use the auto stack, but let's face it, we've already got 1, 2, 3, pink was a good choice, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 now. So we're barely halfway around the first headland. Okay. But it's going alright. They're very pink. I haven't used pink wrap before. It's quite funny. And actually, you know what? I don't particularly do the top and bottom, this top edge. I could just do this next sort of vertical, if you like, so that I've got the space. Problem is, of course, I'm then going to drop all the bales, so that's probably the point at which I'll need to go get whatever it is I'm going to load the bales with, and come and take out these ones out the way. Yeah, you see what I mean about it's limited by the size of the swath. Because if the swath's small or non-existent, it suddenly shoots forward. So I don't think it's the barrow of the tractor. It's a good tractor, this. Just don't tell Jim. Jim, if you're watching, if ever you come on again, we can get this for you whenever you come on, which you may not do. I think this map's kind of now at the point where I've got so many mods on it, I can't see anyone really wanting to come on and play, because the amount of mods you'd have to download to do it would just be crazy. But Zeke, if you're listening, I still need to know which house you want so that I can put in the right house. Pick one of the no man's land ones to save my slots, if that's alright. If you've got a particular desire for something special, let me know, and I'll use that one. Because that's another bit of landscaping I've got to do, is put in Zeke's house. We always said that Zeke would have a viewpoint house, so when he comes to help, he's got somewhere to stay. Again, he might not want to come and stay, given the number of mods I've got on here at the moment. But still, the option is there. So this is going to be a little bit slow, it seems. So I'll just finish off this strip. I'll sort out about getting a yeah, getting some sort of auto load, auto stack, auto load, right, as opposed to auto stack. Auto stack is the Anderson, so auto load. Yeah, get some sort of auto load modification type thing. And actually it's starting to get dark even. Grief, because it is raining still, and still no forecast change. Wow. Only got now, this is nuts. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17. I make that 18. Crazy. Mind you, of course, we have to bear in mind we're on seasons, so we won't be able to sell them straight away, because they won't be silage yet. But that's fine. At least if I use the whatever I use to collect them, just for purposes of getting them out of the way. If I didn't want to keep it, I can always return it, unload the bale somewhere, return it, and then come back and pick them up another day. Right, I'm going to have to do this edge as well, so that we've got space to get out. So I will continue, and I'll see you in a little bit. Right, nearly finished this bit. So yeah, at this point I'm going to save the game, drop out, download whatever I'm going to use to pick up these bales, and it better be something big, and then I'll come back in and we'll pick up, well, the bales. I may not video me doing all of this, because to be honest, actually this is a lot slower than I expected, and it's going to get a bit dark, apart from anything else. But we'll definitely do this first bit, and I'll definitely give a report on how many we had in the end. Fast bale with this quantity of swath? It's not, because of the way but overall it's probably still quicker, you know. I mean, let's face it, how many bales have we created? 31. And I've only been around the outside twice, or 1 and a bit times, actually, not even twice, 1.5 times. Yeah, 31 bales. Griefo. So I can't remember. Is it 48 hours to go? Okay, 2 days. Alright. So it's a third of a season. Yeah, so because if you're playing on 3-day seasons, it's a day, which is what's confused me, because that's what I normally do. So it's a third of a season. I'm doing 6-day seasons. Okay, fine. Okie doke. Well, let's get this out of the way then. And then I'll go find, yeah, whatever it is we're going to pick them up with. And I'll see you, well, I'll see you. You'll see me. Instantaneously. I will see you shortly. Right, here we go. Okay, missed the first one. Crikey, this slows down. takes a lot of slowing down. Here we go. So we got the man TGS now then. Remind me. Operating position. Ooh, interesting. I'm not sure I've ever done this with a... It just doesn't want to stop. Why not? Ah, okay. It's where my controller is sitting on my lap. That should be working. It's in operating position. There we go. Right. So, go wrong way. I'll go around to get these picked up. And there's our first batch, and then we can start windrowing up. The rest are shame. I was hoping if I drove straight up the middle I'd be able to pick them all up, but I guess not. And actually the ones at the edge there I'm less concerned about. Now this thing was a lot more expensive than I thought, but you know what, it doesn't really matter. It's all about the fun of using it. It cost me 10,000 to lease. Now I'll have a look at the daily rates, because I need to think about, then obviously it's going to sit for 2 days, or the bales are going to sit for 2 days. So I need to think about whether I unload them somewhere and then get something else to pick them up later on, or whether I just leave this sitting. But well, there's going to be more bales than it can take anyway, so I'll have to unload them somewhere. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what I could do is leave them somewhere near the silo, put them through the bale shredder, and then just take out the equivalent amount of silage, and go and just put it straight into the truck and go and sell that at the biogas plant. That would work. We could do that. So that's 20, 21, 22, so we've got another 10 somewhere. So we'll need to go around this way. Our 31 bales. I do love this truck. Yeah, it's brilliant. It really is awesome. I can't remember what the capacity is, but it ain't going to take many. And the problem, of course, with unloading this is those ones at the front just sort of fall all over the place. Not that matters that much, but which we're going to have to, because there's going to be more than it'll take capacity-wise. There we go. There's our 31. Okay. Right, get the windrower. A little bit more windrowing. Okay, I'm not sure how much more of this I want to show actually. I mean, to be honest, it's pretty much all the same from here on in, and you know, it's something I said I was going to do. It's not like it's not something you've seen me doing before. So, but I don't know, maybe we'll do a little bit. Right, so let's lower that down, switch it on, and we'll go. Now I think, I can't, this whole thing about it, you know, it baling at the speed at which the swath it can cope with, I don't necessarily think that means that if the swaths are smaller and it bales faster, it'll be quicker, because obviously that means then you have more swaths. It bales and wraps at a certain rate, and therefore actually I can't imagine it's necessarily going to be quicker. It just means that the baler wrapper process is quite slow. No, that's not going to work. Oh, sorry, because I'm using my side panel, I need to remember all the buttons all the time. That's still not going to do it, is it? Let's hold it up for a minute. That rock's kind of in the way, and we'll spin round, and we will fold it back out while we're moving around. Put lights on though. Lower it now, switch it on, lower it down, there we go. So yeah, I'm not sure it actually makes an awful lot of difference, to be honest. I better check in a minute and see how much footage we've got. try and get the old timing right, try and keep it to that sort of 20-30 minutes. I mean, you don't really need 30 minutes of me just windrowing, baling, wrapping and picking up bales, but I might show you a little bit when I'm all done, so you can see how many we got, because it's going to be quite a few. Though equally, I could show you that in the next video, because they'll be sitting around for a couple of days doing not a great deal. There we go. But yeah, so I still think that my limiting factor on the baling is the baler and the way it works, rather than necessarily the power in the case. It's only 5 horsepower less, it's a pretty flat field. Shouldn't matter too much. I'm just going to straighten these out a bit actually, because it'll make it a bit easier. Now it'll be interesting actually to see, now I've got my wheel out, whether or not, switch it off a sec, whether or not I still get that sort of twitching to the left when driving straight, because if not, then it's something to do with the controller. And I say I've never noticed it on other games, but that could just be a combination of controller and FS rather than anything else. I honestly don't know. But it's a bit frustrating, especially in farming. I mean, crikey, you know, precision, straight lines is all pretty important stuff. Difference, of course, is with the wheel. I'm holding the wheel, right? Presumably for the wheel to jerk, you know, for the track to move to the left, it should also move the wheel. It's more difficult to tell, and not necessarily so with a controller, but a wheel with feedback should, you'd think, would move with the wheels as well as the wheel steering wheel moving the wheels. Anyway, I'm wittering. Okay, I'll get this windrowed up and I'll get some of the baling done. We'll catch up later and we'll see how many bales we got. There we go, last little stretch. It's, I mean, I was saying earlier that, you know, the challenge with this windrower is the size of swath it creates, and actually, for the most part, this copes with it better than pretty much everything I've used so far. That said, as you can see, you only need to be a tiny little bit off and it will miss little bits, but less, for example, than the, you know, than when I was using the forage harvester with the pickup header, and so on. So not too bad, definitely better than the square baler I used, I think. So yeah, oh, so close. Okay, I was going to say I'm not going to bother getting up all the little bits, but actually I only need another blooming 79 litres and I've got another bale, so it seems a bit silly not to. I mean, I'm not fussed about getting every single possible bale out of it, but equally it seems a little bit silly not to try and at least fill up that bale, which we'll get easily just with this, I think. There's a few little patches I've missed here and there. There it goes, that'll do. That's your lot. So there we go, we'll just leave that up. And that's done a really good job. So let's have a look and see. I did say we'd have a quick 5 minutes at the end and see how many bales we got. Another 29, so that's 60 in total. So 60, hang on, 60 bales at, what do we get? The biogas plant is 270. Is that my best price? Yeah. I suppose because we're on, I forget, are we on normal difficulty now? What economy have I got it on at the moment? I had it on easy to start with. I could put it on hard, to be honest. I don't need the money. But anyway, at 270, so I'll say at 270 for now. 60 bales, that's about a third, so actually it's only about, what, 25 grand or so? Well, alright, by the time you've taken into account leasing costs for everything, oh well, never mind. We'll also get some digestate out of it, which is obviously worth doing. Right, get one more stack on the top of here, and then we'll need to go and unload it, and then I'll come, well, I was going to say I'll come back get the rest. To be honest, actually I don't, there's no point in me going to unload it, because what am I going to do with them? I may as well leave these here and leave these ones on the lorry, and then so this one at the end, look, spot on, and we can unload. Unload, no, oh no, I didn't want to do that, I'm sorry. Oh, seriously, these things, I just don't use them very often. 5, triangle, operating position, put them back on, blah 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 blah, transporting position, and that should have been belts, right? Transporting position, is that unload bales, is that 9? So if I do 9, so the interesting thing about these is it immediately puts them to the side, and there's the problem, you see, and I can't move them. Interesting. Alright, abort unloading, I cannot move them. Can I move them with this? No. Can I move them with this? No. So I actually can't unload them onto the deck unless I'm doing something really wrong, because I've no option to, if I abort unloading, it just leaves them there anyway, so I may as well, yeah, so I actually can't. That's so weird. I can't unload them straight onto the truck. I'm sure I've managed to do that before. Maybe is it because I've got my panel in? Oh well, it doesn't matter. Anyway, whatever. Anyway, now you see, look, on my controller, immediately that's moved to the right. No, to the left rather, sorry. Very strange. Anyway, so we'll do it with the old... do it with the old wheel then. Yeah, look at that. Twitching of the wheel. Oh, that's really weird. And it really is. Yep, now it's set itself. Definitely something funny going on, and I think it might be the game. But I've never seen it quite so obviously, but I suppose I'm rarely in cab. Anyway, enough. So, 60 silage bales created. Good use of a little bit of time. Looks like I need to finish retexturing this road. I hadn't realised I'd started it. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed it. We've got the silage bales done. I'm going to get rid of this weighing station. It's very expensive slot count wise, and I'll find a simpler solution. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. Like, subscriptions, very much appreciated. Comments would be awesome and also very much appreciated. Please share it, spread the word, do the viz, and I may as well just back up these and have them ready, to be honest. Yeah, thanks so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you on the next one. Hopefully by then it will have stopped raining. Bye for now.